Okay, great, guys. I'm Ryan. I'm your host for the skills series in the seminar. Today we're going to have Lifeng talk to us about Quarto and how to work with that in notebooks. So Lifeng is a PhD student who is a member of the 2021 PhD cohort. Prior to joining the department, Lifeng earned his MS in Applied Mathematics and Agricultural and Resource Economics at UC Davis, and he has a BS of Agricultural Economics and Mathematics with Computer Science from Purdue University. He works really closely with Steve Pulaski and Justin Johnson, and his research interests focus on natural resource economics and the impacts of climate change. While Qualtro is a new application, Lifeng has experience working in R and Python, having just recently taught the R coding camp for 2023. So let's welcome Lifeng.
Thanks, Ryan. I hope everyone online can hear me clearly. Great. Hi everyone. So my name is Lifeng, and I will just share my screen, and we should get started.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. To work on the Quarto things today. So I hope everyone can have, if like you want to work with me at the same time I was presenting, I hope you can get access to the GitHub repository as long as you can find my username. I think it is LFR00154, and I'll just copy and paste my username again in the chat box, so people online could also find my GitHub repository and allocate it to the Quarto intro repository, and then download the corresponding files, and then we should get started. Yeah. Is there any? But it is also fine if you don't have a GitHub username or anything like that. You can just download it later and then play with it later. So, yeah. So today I'm gonna use this is Quarto generated review.js slides, and so I'm gonna use it as a purpose of transition or introduction, but for more details, you should review you should render that QM Quarto underscore notebooks file, and then refer to this document for more details reference. But we will get to them. We'll get to all of this in a couple minutes. So let me just get started. So have an overview for this skill session. I'm going to go over the Quarto, which is a software developed by the same team that developed the R Markdown files. So as long as you are being familiar with R Markdown, you are 80% of expert now. So you only need to spend another 20% of energy to get yourself be familiar with some a little bit twist from the R Markdown syntax to the Quarto syntax, and all of those information has been well documented on the Quarto's official website. If you just go there, and you can see a lot of them. And my goal for this session is to go over the basic things about Quarto, what it is and why I think we should use it. And if you have the access to the GitHub, then we can work together to generate your first Quarto documents and your review.js slides, and also maybe your first Quarto supported GitHub web page or website or GitHub pages. So Quarto is an open source scientific and system to create dynamic content. It's just like R Markdown. So, but it can be served with multi languages such as Python, R, even just Stata and Julia, with different engines for Jupyter and Neat and observables. Typically we if you are familiar with the Python and R, people will have a natural like a linkage that Python would be like use the Jupyter Notebook to do it, and R we normally use the engine of NID. And with Quarto, you can do both in a same document, and then you will have like it is very good for you to to have like multiple outputs with one document. And Stata is also like since Stata can be run in Python and also R, so it means it can also like present in the same document with other two languages. So just like R Markdown, Quarto used Pandoc to convert Markdown to LaTeX, HTML, PDF, Word document, etc. And as I just presented, it is like one document, but as you know, like R Markdown is .rmd, but Quarto is like the QMD with supported by these languages with multiple outputs. So we can this is like a quick preview of like how the Quarto can be done in the like review.js format. However, I think using the notebook like this like this like whole thing, the presentation slides is supported by the Quarto review.js, and this documented is like generated by Quarto like HTML, and just want to give you guys a preview of this, and it can support like just like our Markdown code chunk and the output of it. And then if you're using a Python code chunk, just similar to the Jupyter Notebook, it can be using the Plotly. You can have an interactive like plots or something. And here is just a preview. And why I think we should use Quarto is because I think to keep our codes in one place and document in one place and make it reproducible is super important. And most importantly, nowadays I think open sourced and a shareable like Spirit is a very modern way to do the research. So or like even share to do the like teaching to get yourselves documents like tracked. So yeah, I think that's a reason we should use Quarto. And if you are already using R Markdown, do you want to switch to Quarto? That is a very a fundamental question. From my personal perspective, it is like yes and no. You have to debate based on your needs. If you're just using like the RMD or this kind of thing to handing your homework, then you don't have to. But if you wanted to like make some like embrace the even like bigger open source research world, I think you should embrace Quarto because almost everyone on the GitHub right now is like switching the R Markdown file to the Quarto QMD file. So and it can also support it to put all of your things into like Quarto supported websites. So it should be just consistent to use this method. And but again, R Markdown can do almost everything I'm gonna say in the next couple like minutes. So I provide some links, like some blogs that who like the host of the blogs who is working in Posit, which is a company that generated a Quarto and R, that like saying like, do you want to like switch like R Markdown going away? No, and you just read these blogs and understand your own needs and decide whether you want to work with Quarto. So the first thing is if you haven't done so, I would encourage you to download Quarto using this link. So it is just maybe you should just Google it, and or if you have already downloaded the Quarto Notebook PDF, then you should able to find it using this link, I guess. I think that there should be a hyperlink there, and then you can click on that link, go to Quarto's official website to download the Quarto, and choose your favorite IDEs to get it started. So, any questions by now?
Is that free?
Yes. It is free and open source, so yeah. So great. And after you installed it, and I will just switch to these notebooks form. And if you're using RStudio, once you install Quarto, you do not need any extra steps. You just need to restart your RStudio and you're good to go. And in the VS Code IDE, you need to install Quarto extension in the extension marketplace, just like this. Let me just demo it real quick. So after you install Quarto, you should go here and find Quarto. And right now I've already installed it, but yes.
Oh, sorry, we're not seeing you're showing a VS Code. We're still seeing your web browser.
Oh, okay.
It's yeah, I can show you on my side. That didn't solve it.
That didn't solve it.
Yeah, so you see how
Let me. Would you?
on my side it's just waiting to connect. Is it because you have them in different? Oh wait, there you go. Now try to go to the VS Code. There you go.
Okay. Yes, and okay, I hope you guys can see it now. And yes, just go here, click on this button, and then find Quarto and install this extension. I hope everyone has VS Code, but if you do not, that is fine, as long as you have RStudio and you have installed as long as you installed Quarto. Once you can, if you click on this generating new files, you can see you can generate Quarto document and Quarto presentations, which means Quarto is already in there and you're good to go. Any questions by now? Okay. And so once you have installed Quarto, so I'm hoping to generate your first Quarto document, but basically I've just provided a QMD file for you. So as long as you can render it into a HTML file, which means that file is yours, and that's you can modify it and listen to my explanations and know how to modify it in the future. So as I mentioned above, Quarto can support multiple output formats, but today we're gonna focus on three things: HTML, Review.js, and the one with GitHub pages. So, but for a full list of a reference, you can visit here, which is a full guide of what you can do with Quarto. And even you are not familiar with basic Markdown syntax, it can the Quarto organizations, or they provide a very detailed Markdown basics, like how to write Markdown document here. Because today we only have 1 hour, and I would like to give you some demos instead of like going too much details. But here is a reference like where like you should go if you want to learn more about Quarto. Hope this is clear and great. So in the for the Quarto notebook, if you like open any of the QMD file I ask you to generate, it will have like two formats, two like editing formats. One is just like a normal like editing way, like seeing the like the code chunks and then the markdown chunk, and you can also see it with a visualized way by right click on the right click here on the like document, and you should click on reopen editor with, and then you could see Quarto visual editor, and then if you click on that, this document I think there might be some issues with my part, but if you click on yours, or even you open it with RStudio, there is an option like to see it in the like the visual parts for it. I don't know what happened to my part, but as you can see here, like I think there are some source code problems with that, but if you download it, and it should be okay to run it, and both RStudio and VS Code with Quarto extensions supported. You can editing your Quarto document with a visualized format. So even though you don't know a lot about the Markdown syntax, you can still work on this. And many of you might be familiar with this because this is our review class documents, and so yeah. And these are two editing format, and it can be rendered into different types of outputs. Even though we're gonna only focus on the HTML today, I'm still wish to show you what it can be done with other like formats. So let's use this Quarto_notebook.qmd, and then on the right upper corner you can see a render, and normally it will be rendered into a HTML file by default, and you can also render it into a document file, and any updates will be pops up here, and you can see it can be rendered into a like a document like this, and you can also let's also try PDF also, so you can see what's going on. So the PDF also is rendering it into the LaTeX code first, and then like put it into like use the pandoc to show it into PDF. So yeah, this is nicely done in the PDF. So, but probably you should like download some requirements for the LaTeX package for it, and that is just a quick demo to show like how Quarto can like using one document to support multiple outputs. think. And as you can quickly see that I've also provided you guys a like a Quarto website that is similar, can hosted the files for it. So and on the website we can also click on this PDF. This is just exactly the same thing, and we will show you how I will show you how to generate this GitHub supported website by the end of the on the part 3. But right now, let's focus on the notebook part. So the thing you have to be careful is about the difference between R Markdown and Quarto, that the YAML header is different. Like, where is it different? In the R Markdown YAML header, you are putting output and showing it's a HTML document, but in a Quarto you have some difference like this, and normally it will using the underscore in the YAML header for the R Markdown, but using the dash symbol for the Quarto document YAML headers. And one improvement for Quarto is in R Markdown, it will render all the codes again and again when you render the files. But Quarto has the options to only re-render the whole code when there are changes in the source code. So how to do that? It is just in the YAML header, you put on a section of execute, and you put a freeze option there, and it will re-render only when source changes. So it is just like here. I hope you can see it. Can you guys see it? So yeah, this is what I call a YAML header, between the 3 dashes lines. This is newly. Can be newly done in the Quarto, but not in R Markdown. And in the R Markdown, if you want editing, giving a global options for all your code chunks, you have to do some code chunks at the very beginning of the document. However, you can, but in the Quarto, you can just edit it in in the YAML header part. But basically, they are exactly the same. So that's some changes. And also code chunks, syntax is changing. Before, what we have been doing is we put 3 dots and to mention that, okay, here is a code chunk, and we can set it up, and we can put the options include is equal, include is false. But for the Quarto, what is it is because it needs to support multi-language in addition to R. So we need so the option is okay, we let it know what is the language, and then we let it know the options. Okay, what is the label and what is options there. So these are the basic changes, and the Quarto websites provides a very, very good documentations for it, including sophisticated examples to show you how to do it. The thing I would like to show you guys is when you are teaching, or when you would like to compare something with Stata, R, and Python in the same document. Here's an option in Quarto. So the first thing is you need to know how to run Stata code in Python and R. So there is another options. Use MB Stata, which is the notebook Stata. I personally feel thinks that option is not a very good options if you want to show Stata code, R code, and Python code togetherly in one document. But MB Stata like Jupyter kernel like is very good if you are only to use Stata in your like Quarto notebook. But here we use two like packages if we want to run Stata in Python. One is PyStata, another is Stata setup. So the step one is to pit like you can use whatever method to install it, but just to just let you guys know, the first step is that you're gonna need to install those two packages, and then the key thing is like you need to go to your Stata and know where is your like system directories located at. So just like this, you open your Stata, and just a note, to run Python and to run Stata in Python and like in R. I think in R it can be a little bit more flexible, but in Python you need to have a like Stata version over 17. So that is something you need to know. I think, and if you type in this part and enter it, you can see what is your like directories of it, and then you only need 2 lines of code to do to let Python know or where is your Stata system directories located at, and that is just these 2 lines, and then you can run Stata code in Python, and that is basically sys use like I just gave out an example, and that's it runs a regression using the auto data set, and you can also run Stata in R. So similarly, we need to load a library or like install a library if you had not yet. So it is called Stata Markdown, and the syntax is like this, and you can just point wherever your Stata exe is located at, and let the Markdown let Quarto know where is your Stata located, and then you use this couple of lines, then like to run Stata code in R. So once you have this two in Quarto, you can like, let me show you the corresponding part. So this is the Python part. I've just shown you, like you let Quarto know, okay, I'm doing Python right now, and I'm labeling my code chunk, and then you need to import Stata from the PyStata, and then you use this function stata.run, and you can put whatever your Stata code here, and then it will have the corresponding output, just as I showed in the notebook. And to run Stata in R, once you loaded this, you can directly to have a code chunk using the language called Stata. So that is kind of like cool. So you don't have to specify R again and to do something with just like what we've done with Python. So that is something good to know. So once you have the ability to put like Stata code to be run in Python and R environment, you are able to like weave all these 3 kind of languages into one document. So that is just something good to know. And how can I how did I do the like with something like this in Quarto, just like the R Markdown, but with different syntax. right now you need to use the like this symbol and then put a panel tab set to it and end up with the another three dots of this. So, any questions?
Uh, just curious about which one is faster? I mean, running running the SATA code in SAS SATA versus the Python. Which one do you think would running speed would be the faster?
Oh, I think Python would be faster because actually because if you're running R, it will actually calling Stata again. Let me just show you. I think you will see like this Stata. You see, this pops out a little bit, and that is R is running it. But when Python is running it, I think it is just directly using that directories and then to call it from the more lower version, yeah. So
More directly.
yeah. So yes.
So if I'm using some LaTeX programs, often what happens is I'll be writing my file in one document, and then when I publish it or when I produce it, it will produce multiple files that will all change it, and there'll be these supplementary files that are stored within the same directory. And if that's within a folder that's being tracked by Git, then it can create a lot of changes that are constantly happening. When I'm using Quattro, is it just one, or Quarto, is it all just contained within one file? What does the rest of your working directory look like?
Yeah, thanks to mention that. So once you render this Quarto, it will also create a lot of corresponding files, and it will be saved at so this just to mention that this this part of VS Code, it is like your working directories, and then your notebook. So what we have doing your Quarto notebooks files going to be intermediate files will be saved here, and so it will also create a lot of intermediate files.
Okay, so then does that mean that if I'm linking this to, say, my student Gmail account or my Google Drive account, and that's also tracking, does that mean that I have to, are those files also changing each time? Because you said that Quarto only runs code if the base code changes. Does it change the files every time if there's nothing to change?
Yes. So if you put this line in your YAML header, the execute freeze, freeze auto. So as long as your source code does not change, a lot of files will be static, and only part of them will be changed. Any other questions? And yes, you will have. I think you already have this notebook document, so you can play with it and use it as your own template. But that is the notebook part, and we'll move on to the review.js part, if that is okay with everyone. Okay, so just so as I normally what I've been using is I create a notebook or the documentation files first, and then I copy and paste whatever I would like to show in the presentation. So my presentation file would be lighter, with only bullet points or transition things to remind myself what I'm gonna showing, and but I'm also because we are all PhD student, I would also prefer to use just give you guys show you guys the notebook files, and then you can read it. And but if you are teaching an undergrad class, maybe you should use the Review.js part to make it more vivid so that student can follow what you're talking about. And so yes, the only thing that need to be changed from a document into a slide is we need to change the format from HTML into Review.js here. So we can also define the theme, the chalkboard, and whether the slides is scrollable. So there are a lot of options to do that, and you can also find it online. So, but this I think would be good enough for me to teach. So yeah, let's see what it looks like once we render this. And yes, so once we render that file, it will becomes this, and I've already using part of them to cover a lot because I'm I just wanna use, because I've shown you that the header shows that I want to make this thing to be scrollable, because if you do not have time to change everything of your documentations into the presentations, then you want to make this presentation to be scrollable, because so that it is zoomed in version of your documentations. So yes, so it looks like this, and some key features of the slides or the Review.js part is I'm gonna show you 3 features. One is incremental slides, as you're already seeing part of it. It is pops up one by one, and there are multiple columns and a code highlight part. And how to do with the incremental slides. So you need to use this code, and you put different sections or bullet points for it, and then can do it. And the multiple columns is like this. So I separate those part by 40 and 60, and I put I left the left column all blank, and I put right column this part, and the right column is called code, and you just use this part of code so you can generate this slides. And what if you are teaching in a slide, in a discussion, and some of the lines would be super important, is just use the following code so that you can highlight some of the part, line 7 and line number 9. And I think the corresponding code is here. So you put a .python and then give it a break, and then this is a code line number equals to 7 and 9. So this line and this line will be highlighted, and it'd be good for you to teach. So, and there are some basic informations I should share using this Review.js slide. Is at the at the left bottom corner, you can see the structure of your slides, and then there are some tools, whether you want to do a full screen, speaker view. You can also use, you can see all of these options right here, and then here's another option, because we put a chalkboard here, so you can write anything like it here. And there are also other options you can do with it. If the student is if you do not have Zoom, and if the student can have the exact same screen as yours, but you need to set up a server or something. So I'm not going to, but this option, you can also find it online, but I'm not gonna cover it at this moment. And yeah, these are some noted part. So let you know. Are we good for the slides part? Yeah, great. I think the last part I'm gonna go over with is like to create a Quarto website. So all we want to do right now is like to serve those parts. Like first is we document it, and then we show it to like a smaller like a group of people. And this third step is like to make it fully open sourced and to be shareable to the whole world. So that is step 1, 2, 3, so I'm gonna demo you guys how to create a personal website. And the first thing you need is a GitHub account. I hope you can, like, because it's a free. If you are going to the market or whatever, you want to advocate for yourself, so you might want a GitHub account and to do the version control and a lot of stuff. I think we have skill sessions about Git in the near future. So I'm not gonna talk a lot about it, but the second step you're gonna need is a new repository with the name of your username of GitHub. And for example, my username is fr00154.github.io. So if you already have your personal website, you can add you can create a repository with a different name and link this new repository to your personal website. For example, I use Quarto demo site as my new repository's name, and I can also like go to so I will just show you how to do it, I guess. So the first thing is to create a repository. So I'm gonna call it Quarto demo site 2, and I'm gonna add a README file, create a repository, make sure it's public, and then once you have this, you have two options. You can like git clone it to your local file, but at this moment, since we are not going to cover a lot about Git, I would just suggest you to create a folder like locally using the exact same name, and then what you can do is demo site 2, and then once you create this part, you should like create a or you can also create create a new file, and you want to create a Quarto project and a website project, and then since we are the project directory, we can put it there, and let me call it let me see if I can. Okay, yes, I think it has been generated, and all you need to do is like in the Quarto YAML header. This is like a YAML header for the whole project, so it is kind of like long, and the only thing you need to do is like to type in output directory and call it docs, and then save it. So once you have done all of this, and you might want to, because we already have our Quarto QMD created in another folder, so what we can also do is to copy and paste what we have like created For example, let me just copy Quarto Notebook QMD here into the Quarto demo site 2 folder. And once we copy it into this folder, and then what we can do is about in the YAML header, we can add another, so the website gonna be showing like index home about, let me just render it first, and so that you guys can see what it looks like. I think I might this should be called something different. Give me a second. I think it should be fine. Yeah, so as you can see here is our locally hosted demo website. And but right now it has almost nothing. And what we can do is to add what we have like just generated. Quarto notebook.qmd here, and then if we re-render it, I think we should find some. After we re-render it, we can, let me see what's going on. We should be able to see it in the, let me just render it again. Okay, I think there are some errors, but you can like definitely successfully render it, and it will pops out just like this. And once you have this like tab, introduction to Quarto, since I've already generated another formats, it can be rendered into PDF. So if you click on this, it can be shown as a PDF. So, but this is yes. Yeah, this is a locally hosted version, and how to host it online is if you go to the settings, and you go to the GitHub settings, and then you go to the pages, and you change the branch into main, and change the like this documentations into docs, and you click on saves, and then as long as you have a your personal website already generated using your own like usernames.github.io, everything should be fine. And right now my username is this one, and then I was just showing you guys the github.io.quarto demo site. And this is my personal website, and then you can go to the Quarto demo site. and then yeah, you should have seen this on your personal website. So
Does it take HTML arguments like other GitHub pages? So in Quarto, where you have the markdown, can you just put in chunks of HTML as well, or does it like throw an error?
Because it has themes and a lot of things like that. I think if you just insert the HTML, you will lost a lot of features of it.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
but
just
you
a-
will have it. But
Yeah, because I know that on like my website sometimes I'll switch from the markdown to the HTML because it'll allow me to do certain like clickables and things like that.
yes.
And then another question was, I can just use LaTeX straight up in the markdown, or do I need to define the environment like I did with Python and R and the other ones? So say I want to make like a fancier sort of like LaTeX image rather than using like, let's say I want to put a flowchart up there and something like that. Can I just throw that right into the markdown, or do I need to define the arguments?
Yeah, I think you can do that.
Okay.
You can directly use that.
Great.
Yeah, and for the Quarto thing, I think that I hope this is helpful, and you can create your like. I provided very detailed things on how to do it, and as long as you follow this options, you should be able to create your own GitHub repositories and your website. But just make sure you already have the first your personal website first, and then to host some other GitHub pages. So that's all. Great. Thank you so much. And is there any questions? Great. Thanks.
Are there any questions online?
Lifeng, just really quickly, I missed if you said it. So generating the personal website hosted by GitHub is free.
Yes, it's free.
I should mention, University of Minnesota students automatically have a GitHub account made that's connected to your Gmail name. The limitation is the file size. So in Google Drive, I think you have unlimited storage, but the overall file size gets capped. So you can't just dump videos into it. With GitHub, its individual file sizes are the problem. So you can have as many small files as you want loaded through GitHub because we have the middle tier enterprise version. Heads up. Sure. Yes. That's a good point.
Okay, great. Unless anyone has any more questions, thank you, Lifeng, and I'm glad that everyone came. Next Wednesday, we'll have a seminar, so I hope you're all able to make it here at the same time, and appreciate everyone who came online. Have a wonderful Wednesday and a wonderful week.
Great. Thanks. Bye.